And it's the first tab you want.
There you go.
That one.
Looking good. Okay, I would like to call to order the January 2022 Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this January 2022 Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. My name is Kelly Donovan and I'm the chair of this board. For those of you who've never attended one of our meetings, are there people like online by phone or anything, Obed?
1 second.
I feel funny reading this to just you guys, but I'm going to continue anyway.
There's none.
Okay, well, I'll continue just for the record. I will quickly explain how the meeting is conducted. First, we'll ask the applicant to come to state your name and address for the record, discuss your proposed project or request for variance. The floor will then be open for anyone who would like to speak in favor or against the proposed project. Once everyone's had an opportunity to speak, the public hearing will be officially closed and no new testimony can be taken. After public hearings have been held, the board will deliberate and make a decision on each case. Public is welcome to stay through deliberations, but again, no public input is permitted unless we directly ask you for it. For those of you not wishing to stay through the deliberations, planning department staff will be available tomorrow with our decision. Zoning Board of Appeals is a 5-member board. Tonight we have, looks like 4 members present. If the 5th shows up, I hope he'll pipe right up, but to get started, I will call the roll. Ms. Resnitti.
Present.
Mr. Lisi.
Present.
Mr. Landers.
Present.
Mr. Donovan is present. And Mr. Mazzo, you out there? Okay, we'll note that he's not here yet, but I'm sure we'll hear him if and when he gets here. 4 is our attendance. That constitutes a quorum, and we are good to hear our cases tonight. First thing on our agenda is the approval of minutes. Did all you board members get a chance to look at the minutes that were in our file today?
I did.
I've had a chance to look at them and I have a question about one.
Yes.
The meeting dated July 12th, 2021. I don't remember being absent from that meeting. Was that the one where we did the Unitarian Universalists? 183 Riverside Drive.
I will check the agenda. I'm just giving, give us 1 second.
Thank you. I think I was present for that, but I had to abstain.
Yeah, so it was July. That was the,
She's
that
correct.
was,
She had to abstain because her law or something dropped.
Yeah,
I
I wasn't here. So,
Okay, so it has me marked as absent, but I was present and had to abstain.
okay,
Right.
I will update that.
Thank you.
And Obed, I noted before the meeting got started, the last file that you had in there that was dated for December has just the wrong meeting date on it. It needs to be changed to December.
Sure. I will change that.
Other than that, did anybody see any other things needed to be corrected or changed in any way?
I didn't.
Okay. Then let's take them as without objection. Could I make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted with those 2 changes for the, let me note all this.
One more thing.
Yeah.
before you do. I recall being absent from a later meeting, and I'm not sure if that was one in September, which isn't reflected here, but I am present on the other ones, and I know that that's not true. So I'm just not sure which one that was, and that would need to be reflected in the record.
Okay, well, then I will make note with this motion for staff to double check the agenda and attendance and make the appropriate changes for
Thank you.
Ms. Resnitti. Could you guys commit to that?
Yes, that works. That's a valid.
All righty. Then I would like to make a motion to approve with those changes we noted the minutes from February 2021, April of 2021, May of 2021, June of 2021, July of 2021, August of 2021, October of 2021, and December of 2021. Could I get a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That sounded like 4 out of 4. Thank you very much. We're all caught up, and especially thank you to Obed for getting those to us. We do appreciate it. All right. And we're right on time. That's amazing. Well, we have one case on the agenda for tonight. Christine Reitner, 78 Chestnut Street, area variance to allow a 0-foot side setback where 10 feet is the minimum required in association with the construction of a carport in the R3 multi-unit dwelling district. Is the applicant present?
Yes, I am.
Hi. If you could
Hi.
state your name and address for the record for us.
Christine Ryer, 78 Chestnut Street, Binghamton, New York, 13905.
Hi, Christine. Welcome to our meeting. Thank you for taking part. Could you tell us about your application for an area variance?
Yeah, I'm gonna have Mark talk for me.
That's fine.
Hi, I also live here. I'm the gentleman who built this. I've been a contractor since 1978. My DBA has been on file with Broome County since 1982. So I have 50 years experience in the construction industry. I pulled down the old carport because it was failing due to mildew and rot. And she's had a 2-car garage at the end of the driveway since 43 years before she moved here. Well, been here 43 years, and she's never been able to really use that second garage bay at all because the pillars from the first carport were right in the middle of the second lane. So in the process of tearing that down, I wanted to make it bigger. A, this gives the fire department better egress to our entire property for emergencies. B, it gives us access to now park our trailer out of the weather and winter or inclement weather. C, there's nothing there. We're still closer, we're still farther in from the property line than the original garage is. And if you looked at the drawings I submitted, it's 66 feet to the nearest house. And the only house in question that it's even near at this point, it's a SUNY student housing with an absentee landlord. And it's nothing but a parking lot in the back at the moment.
Okay.
And it does help us keep our cars off the
It
street
keeps,
because, you know, parking here, it can be difficult sometimes.
we're right across the street from the old priest home.
Yep.
It's Eaton, so.
I'm familiar with where you guys are. I lived on the west side for 20 years, 25 years. Most of us are very familiar with the area. Do you have anything else to add before we get to questions from the members of the board?
I'm not sure what you want to hear. I mean, I know everything is built to code, be above and beyond. All headers and trusses were spec'd by the engineers of their respective companies. The headers are micro lam beams. There's the front and rear eave headers are 7 inches thick and 9¼ inches tall, and it's all micro laminated plywood beams, all built to within specification according to the company. And the trusses are from the company up in Sydney, also built to spec, 40-pound plus snow load, 2-foot on center.
Okay.
And the overall improvement of my home, I think benefits the neighborhood.
Yes. And instead of having a rotted falling down structure, which was showing its age, we now have something functional. It allows us the use of both lanes for the garage in the back.
Okay. I think I have a good picture of the situation. Before we go any further, can I ask a question to planning department? What got us here? Was this a code inspection or something?
Yes, so one of our code inspectors saw that Mr. Pasher didn't quite have a permit yet, and he directed us to the zoning board.
Okay. All right. That sets the stage. Any questions for members of the board?
Not yet.
Okay, I heard you say, I think, that the dimensions of the new carport are kind of gonna match more or less the dimensions of the old one that you tore down?
No, it's about 5 feet wider, and I want to say the old one was about 16 feet long, and the trusses are 24 with a 1 foot overhang on either side. So this one's 16 by 24. The old one was probably 12 by 16, I would guess.
And this one just
And
is,
this one was also, the old one was only a little over 8 feet tall, and this one
Thanks for the
is
picture.
it's 10 foot 10 up against the house to the header, and it's 11 foot 1 where you see the scaffolding. And the
Okay.
clearance for the trailer you see behind there is clearance is 10-10 for the trailer.
and you know, before with our old carport, it was so difficult to use the driveway because I would get down into the lower part of the driveway for the garage, and the posts were so close that I was afraid to pull up. I would always have to get somebody else to pull back into the driveway for me because I was afraid of hitting one of the poles. And this just makes it so much more convenient as well.
Oh, yeah.
The posts are 6 by 6. The braces are 4 by 6. There's 5-inch ledger, 4 5-inch ledger locks for each corner brace. There are 8-inch ledger locks going from the truss into the stud wall of the main house. It's 2 by 6 fascia board all around. Howard window where I was a carpenter for the last 11 years of my active career. Down in Endicott, I was their head carpenter and foreman. They're coming to do the decking and the roofing. And again, we're away from the fence. We are approximately, I want to say 4 to 5 inches more towards the house this way and from the property line than the garage itself actually is. If you stand on the property line and you look down the 2 posts, you can see the garage actually sticks out about 6 inches farther. And
Okay.
then the only other thing there is the neighbor's rotted fence. So.
Okay. All right. I have a lot of confidence in the construction materials. That's not really our purview, but it's really good to hear that it's being built well, built to last. Any questions?
I've been a carpenter since 78, so.
Just a couple of years. Any questions? Mario, you got any questions?
Mark, or we do need to open it for the public comment.
Yeah, we will after I get any questions from the board. You're good? Okay.
I have one.
Yep.
So are the 6 by 6s right on the property line, or is there 4 to 6 inches?
Well, I think
There
we're
are
closer
a few
to
inches there.
I think we're closer to a foot inside the property line. If I go out and stand at the street where the stake is and I look down
Okay.
that line, I think we're at least within a foot. And again, if you look at the neighbor's fence, it's 66 feet to their house, and they have a swimming pool that they filled in for SUNY student parking. That property is owned by an out-of-state landlord whose father manages the property for him.
Is the fence on the property line?
I'm assuming the fence is on our property, actually.
Yeah,
If I look down our property line, it appears that their fence is on our property.
that's what it appears to be. You know, the owner before the owner now put that fence up. They never really asked us our advice. One day it was just up. We never really did anything about it. So
Just trying to figure out the distance between the fence and your new project. Thank you.
Yeah, so our posts are within 2 inches of the fence. But as you go down the fence line, the fence veers off towards the neighbor's property more and then continues on down past the garage, because the garage, like I said, actually sticks out past the fence, so that's why
Yeah.
we assume that their fence is on our property.
Hey, Obed, could you put that picture back up of the, looking at, like in the door in, keep going. That one.
That one.
Yeah, and that the roof line looks to be pretty well flush with the edge of the
Fence.
upright. So
Right. That camera angle would.
no hangover, which is not going to give you any problem there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, hang tight. If we have any questions for you, we'll let you know.
Again, when this is all done, it's white vinyl soffit, aluminum fascia, siding to match the front of the house on the second floor of the property so that our entire second floor is maintenance free. New gutters, be all maintenance free, vinyl siding on the side facing the neighbors.
So you're going to make it look like it was part of the house originally?
It'll
Yeah.
look exactly like it's part of the house.
A much better improvement, actually.
And
Yeah,
next year.
not falling apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And next year, our plan is to finish off the inside with vinyl beaded soffit board, so it looks very finished.
Nice.
So basically matches what was there originally, which was brown wood, tongue and groove from,
Yep.
I want to say probably the 1940s.
Could have been earlier than that.
The house is 101 years old.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Hang tight. Right now, I'd like to open this, make a motion to open for public hearing. Can I get a second for that?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have any? All right. Do we have any people waiting out there, Obed or Tito?
No calls yet and no attendees.
No call-ins, no nothing.
We should announce the number that need to call in and give them a minute or two to call.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Brian. You read my mind. Tito, what's that number?
Yes. Those interested in calling in regards to an area variance for 78 Chestnut Street, call 607-772-7028. And to get a busy signal, they should call and again in 1 minute. Again, that number is 607-772-7028.
Thank you very much. So we'll just
And
hang
one
tight.
added note.
Yeah,
One
go ahead.
added is approximately 45 feet from the curb to the front eve of the carport.
Uh-huh.
So we're that far off the road.
Okay. You're making our review relatively straightforward, just looking at the side property line. So it's relatively, by terms, relatively straightforward. So some of the things we get are not quite as straightforward.
Understandable. Like I said, I've been in construction since 78. I get it.
Have you gotten any comments from your neighbors?
They all love it. In fact, your one zoning gentleman offered me a job with the city doing grant work for him.
Good.
Yeah.
It was very refreshing to see the pictures of it at its state of construction compared to an applicant we had in a previous meeting, comparing the construction methods and materials to another property, which was not so nice.
Well, I worked both commercial and residential construction in my career, both union and non-union. Like I said, last 11 years of my career, I was the head foreman and carpenter for Howard Window and Endicott. And I've done lots of grant work for both Binghamton through my own company and through the other companies, and not only Binghamton, but Johnson City and Endicott as well.
Obed, has anybody called in?
No,
Is there anyone who using the raise your hand feature to participate?
yeah, just you, Brian. I don't know why, but no one else.
Okay, it's all good.
Somebody take his hand down. Whoever's the host of this meeting. Thank you.
That must have been a mistake.
And if you have any questions, my accountant is Phil Strawn.
I just heard that my accountant is retiring, so I have to find a new one.
Oh, good man.
Well, my guy gave me a name of somebody else, so I have to check him out at least.
Sure.
So. Hey, Brian, how much longer do we have to be in holding pattern?
I believe by my count, it's been almost 2 minutes, so I believe we can go forward.
Alrighty then. I believe then I would like to make a motion to close the public hearing for 78 Chestnut Street. Could I get a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That's unanimous. So before we get into the criteria, I will make note that this is it's a setback variance, which is a seeker type 2 action. No further environmental review is required. So we don't have to go through the seeker. You are relieved of listening to me go down the list of criteria.
Kelly, could I ask you that you make a motion to formally declare it a type 2
Early.
and then move on?
Yep. Looking at staff recommendations, I would like to move that we move forward with this project as a seeker type 2 action. Could I get a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. It sounded like unanimous on the seconds and the thirds. So now into the criteria. We have to meet all or most of these. Is it an undesirable change to grant this variance? Is there a reasonable alternative? Was there a substantial? Is it a substantial request? Does it cause an adverse impact on the physical or environmental conditions? And whether or not it was self-created. So by granting this variance of a 0-foot setback on the side, would it be an undesirable change to the neighborhood? I can't see anything undesirable about it. It's going to take a structure that was at the end of its useful life. No more amount of paint was going to make it any more structurally sound. It needed upkeep and improvement for the use of the property owner. I believe it's going to look primarily like it did before. So it's a desirable change as far as I can see.
I
I
agree.
try to keep everything historically accurate.
Yeah,
I agree.
appreciate that. Was there a reasonable alternative? It may be a little wider than the existing, but when the previously existing structure was in place, vehicles were different, lifestyles were different. I believe based on the dimensions that were presented, it's about the minimum size it could be to allow them to do what they need to do with their vehicles and trailers and any toys associated with. So it needs to be functional for the owner. So I think they made it as close to meeting the standards as they could with what they had to work with. Any other comments from the board?
I agree.
Okay. Is it a substantial request? 10 feet is the amount required by code. Going down to 0 sounds kind of substantial if you're looking at it just like that. However, if you look right in the backyard of the applicant, the garage is built right up to the property line. And if you were to walk around the block, I would imagine you'll find most buildings in that area have a structure, if not more than one structure on the property that have one part of the structure too close to the existing observed or existing proposed distances. So I don't have a huge problem with that. I mean, it sounds substantial, but 0 is kind of common, is what I took a long time to say there. 0 is relatively common on the setback. So I don't find it substantial. How do you guys feel?
I agree.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
I agree, and I would say especially so in light of the size of the existing structure. It's really not much more in terms of size than the previously existing one.
And the previously existing one, if they've expanded it by 3 or 4 feet, it was already within the the 10 feet anyway. So it was more or less a pre-existing, and it's just a little larger than it was before. Is it an adverse impact on physical and environmental conditions to allow this variance? I would say there would be no physical or environmental impact other than the structure will be intact and safe and usable. So I can't imagine a negative impact.
I agree. And the way the roof is pitched, it looks like they're gonna control their own runoff, so.
Yeah.
No issue.
Last item is, was it self-created? Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. It's an improvement overall to the property and an improvement to the neighborhood. So I think that more than offsets anything about it being, self-created.
I agree.
Okay. All right, then I would like to make a motion at this point to approve an area variance to allow a 0-foot side setback where 10 feet is the minimum required in association with the construction of the carport in the R3 multi-unit dwelling district. Did I say 78 in the Chestnut earlier? Could I get a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, you're approved by us. I guess that, yeah, I don't know if you've gone and gotten the building permit, submitted
Yeah.
any plans
Yeah,
as
we
necessary.
Yeah.
We got the
Okay.
next day. Yeah, everybody has seen the pictures that the first gentleman took, and they've all given us a thumbs up that they liked what I was doing.
Okay, very good. Good luck going forward. Hope the weather holds out for you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you very much.
Us too.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Paperwork will be coming probably within a week or 10 days. Obed knows
Okay.
more exactly, but you're good to go.
Yeah, we'll have it within 5 business days, Mark.
And I can go ahead and let Howard know they can come deck it and roof it.
Yeah, you're all set to go. I'll
Okay.
email over that decision letter to you.
All right, sounds good. I appreciate everybody's help
Yeah,
and
thank you.
confidence.
No problem.
Okay, good luck, you guys. Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
All right, Obed, Tito, Brian, do we have any other business before us tonight?
Not from planning.
I just have one question about attendance real quick for Marina,
Yes.
Mhm.
if you're still on. So I have you every month except July.
And I remember, I looked at that and I remember being present and abstaining
Okay.
because my firm was involved with the Unitarian Universalists on that particular matter.
Okay, no worries. I'll just fix that. So then you wouldn't have missed any last year then, right?
I did miss one, and I just don't remember if it was September, October, or November.
Okay,
Obed,
no,
I can take a look back, Obed, and like at base camp and emails and stuff, and we can.
Because there was some confusion about, I don't know, the switch from Monday to Tuesday threw me
Right.
off.
I remember that too. Kelly and I walked in and it was a different night, yeah.
Yeah, I want to say it was like November. Or
Yeah.
October.
That's the only one I remember not being present at.
We'll take a look and we'll amend the minutes accordingly.
Okay, great.
All right, and thank you, Obed. Thank you, Tito. And thank you, Brian. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you all. Happy New Year. Have a good night.
Yeah, Happy New Year. See you guys next month.
Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
A motion to close, adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
Aye. We're done. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Aye.
Goodbye.